Business and economy. American chicken feet are disappearing in China. Why?
U.S. and China go back and forth over which side violated the trade agreement. Consumers in both countries are starting to feel the impact, especially Chinese diners who are having to do without American delicacies like chicken feet. Eunice Yoon has that story in this week's China Lens.
At his restaurant in Beijing, owner Geng Xiaoyun used to offer a special dish, salt-baked chicken feet, or phoenix talons as they're called here, imported from America. But after prices rose 30% from March due to tariffs, he's had to pull the Chinese delicacy from the menu.
Chicken feet are quite popular in China, American chicken feet. And you can see they look really nice on them, on the dish, and the menu is not cheap. It's about 14 US dollars, 98 renminbi, right? So in China, most people do not make as much money as in America. So pay $40 is, you can say, is for the rich or above average medium. Now lots of Chinese, they have much bigger middle class compared to America in terms of population. But still pay that much money is, not just for the average person. And American chicken feet are quite popular because they are quite larger, right? But now due to the tariff, they are disappearing in China, and also there are some other types of meat that's gonna disappear in China. So in this trade war, who do you support? Do you support US or do you support China? Comment down below.
American chicken feet are so beautiful, he says. Chinese feet just aren't as good. The tariffs and uncertainty they cause is why some American products have been vanishing from stores and restaurants. Beef supplier Liu Li says U.S. beef supply is unstable and now 50% more expensive. He switched to Australian beef, which has zero duty. U.S. beef is fattier and tastier, he says. It's a shame we're in a trade war. The high price is just too much to bear.
I'm taking you to a restaurant in Beijing that is famous locally for its American-style barbecue. It's known to source all of its beef from the U.S.
Until...
Right, American beef is also popular in China because they are tastier and much better than other beef. Now they are importing Australian beef because there's zero tariff on Australian beef. Now American beef, they have tariffs. So let's see why these delicacies are quite popular in China, and would consumer switch back to American chicken feet and beef, after they get used to Australian beef or Brazil or Russian chicken feet. What do you think? Comment down below.
May.
The menu has already been completely changed. The staff here tell us that all of the beef is Australian.
Chinese customers are forced to adjust. I don't think there's much difference, he says. Not everyone is willing to compromise. Restaurateur Geng can source chicken feet now from Brazil or Russia, but says they just don't stand up to the American ones. He keeps a small...
Look at the chicken feet. Yeah, he can source from Russia and Brazil, but hey, they look quite big difference. You see, American chicken feet are much larger inside, and it's almost twice. Look at this, right? So he's going to source American chicken feet if they are available again, and he's not going to keep selling this, chicken feet from other parts of the world, not from China, not from Brazil, not from Russia. Of course, some consumer, hey, if they have never tried American chicken feet, you know what? This is also good too. They wouldn't know the difference, right? But if you have tried and you really like American chicken feet, you will keep asking, hey, why are they going to be bad? Why are they going to be bad? So there could be two separate groups of people. One group, Australian beef is not bad. Brazil chicken feet is also not bad. So I'm okay with those. So there are some group, you know what, I miss American chicken feet so much. I miss American beef so much. Once they become available again, they just gonna flock to the restaurant.
He keeps a small stash for himself, but hopes to serve his salt-baked American Phoenix talons once again. The price of American chicken feet will come back down, he says, as long as there are no big changes in the world's political situation. Quite a feat.
He knows that American chicken feet price will come down again because he knows that it's taco, right? Trump always check out, right? So no matter how big, that the threat is, President Trump always end up lowering his threat. And of course, the same way China, they may raise the price, then after that they will come down again. So he knows that. So he's definitely waiting for American chicken feet to become cheap again because I think he doesn't want to damage his restaurant reputation. He rather take out the chicken feet from menu rather than serving other chicken feet, right? He tried to compare. It's just not as beautiful, right, as American chicken feet.
With U.S.-China tensions so high.
Kung says that another consideration on pricing is that while tariffs are pushing up costs, the down economy here is making Chinese consumers much more price sensitive. So the American chicken foot and its pricier price is a bigger sell. John?
Somebody's got to tell the American chickens. I'm sure they'd be very proud. Now, it sounds to me like, at least in the near to medium term, these shifts won't be permanent because the American food product is differentiated, kind of different from the European situation, no?
Yeah, well, it definitely has its own selling point. So that is something that longer term would be good for the industry. But for the moment, one of the problems is also just that overall uncertainty that people have. And one thing that was interesting with the consumers who we spoke to is that they were saying, well, it's something that we could live with. They were kind of adjusting to it. And one thing that we've learned here during the pandemic is that once people start switching products, over the long term, there's a big question as to whether or not you go back.
So when people switch to another product and they get used to it, they may forget what it tastes like, what American chicken feet or beef tastes like at the beginning. Of course, there are always some small percentage of people who really likes, I really love American chicken feet. I'm gonna pay whatever it tastes. I really love American beef, whatever. Those are probably a smaller percentage. And there will be some market for it. So it will be so interesting to see how it's gonna turn out. And right now, China economy is suffering right now. So the American chicken feet and beef are more expensive. So of course, it's a very big because to American chicken feet. But remember, if you have tried something really nice, right? You really like it, you really love it, you're gonna pay because it's really hard to step down. Right? Once you get used to the lifestyle, like I travel around the world, I bring my parents around, I walk only 1 to 3 hours a day, only 5 days a week, 20 days a month. I mean, I can do anywhere. I don't have to be in the US, right? So if you always enjoy lifestyle, like world traveling lifestyle, you're not gonna go back, right? So if you could make 6,000 just like me, I don't have to be in the US. I can walk only 3 hours a day, 1 to 3 hours a day on the beach, or you can do hiking, or whatever. That lifestyle is totally fabulous. So if you want to, of course, if you have never enjoyed financial freedom, time freedom, location freedom, you will never know what it tastes like. But if you really want to know what financial freedom, time freedom, location freedom tastes like, you can go to Master Risk Stock Option Crypto, go to playlist, check out my stock investing, call option, put option, advanced option, trading, videos, and other investment education. If you are just starting out, there are some useful links for you. You can open an account. If you want the mentorship call, The link's gonna be in the description comment down below. Share, subscribe. I will see you in the next video. Bye.